Okay, so here's the 2021 Mustang GT. The car is in shadow black here, and it especially looks awesome when you come across the side and look at those nice black 19-inch aluminum rims. And as we come across the front here, we have that signature Mustang headlight with the 3 LED daytime running lamps right at the front over here, and then we also have a fog light down below. And as we carry throughout the front here, we have the nice Mustang logo in the front with their signature GT grille, and that's what the front looks like right there. We also too have 2 hood vents right at the front on each side with the GT, and they make the car look a lot more aggressive, especially when you're approaching it from the front. Let's take a look at this nice beautiful 5-liter we have in store for this GT. So underneath the hood we have a 5-liter V8 for this Mustang GT. You have 460 horsepower and 420 pound-feet of torque. Hooked up to an actual 6-speed manual transmission, which feels and drives amazing. We have a nice strut brace here too. But as you can see, the 5-liter is a very popular motor when it comes to the Mustang. It's been around for so long, and compared to the EcoBoost, I mean, there's 2 different types of buyers. But I mean, if you're going to go with a Mustang, I honestly personally would recommend the GT the most. It's just an incredible car to drive, and feels and drives amazing. They're very powerful too. So this is what the Mustang GT is equipped with right here. So coming along the side here, this Mustang has the Performance Pack 1, the GT Performance Pack 1. So you're going to get these nice tires too, and the 6-piston front Brembo brakes. So the only thing that's changed really since 2020 to 2021 is the actual tire, from what I know. They're sitting on Pirelli P0 tires. 255/40 R19 is the diameter and the width of the tire for the fronts. And we see here we have the nice 5-liter badge on the side. But as you can see too, you have some nice curves when it comes to the rear, because the back tire is actually a little bit bigger than the front. You also too have a touch sensor here, so when you are approaching the vehicle and you want to lock it, you just hit these 4 little lines here, and then when you want to unlock it, you just go right inside here with your hand, and then you can unlock it with a touch sensor, because there's a touch sensor right behind it. Here are the back tires and rim. You don't get Brembos in the back. I know you only get the Brembos in the front. So these would be just standard performance, 4 performance brakes. You have 275/40 R19s in the rear, so just a little bit bigger, so you cannot do a tire swap from the front to the rear. And then we have your gas tank in the rear on the driver's side. I'll give you a glimpse of what it looks like right from the back and the side there. So let's move to the rear and we'll talk about that. So coming along the back here, we can see we have beautifully tipped quad exhaust on each side, well, dual exhaust on each side, and then in the middle houses your reverse light. Again, nothing's really changed compared to the previous generation models. We can see we have the nice Mustang signature tail lights in the back, GT logo as well, and then since you have the GT Performance Pack 1, we also have that equipped spoiler in the back too. Trunk space is actually okay. So right underneath here, or right above the license plate, you can actually open the trunk, and there's what the trunk looks like right in the back. So again, it's got plenty of room, and when you put the seats down, you got more room. So yeah, that's what it looks like in the back. And then too, you also have a nice rear view camera right here. We also too have 4 parking sensors back here. So we got 1 over here, 2 in the center here, and then we have the 1 on the other side as well. The exhaust is absolutely menacing, especially when we rev it up. Take a listen. So that's it for the back. Let's hop in and we'll show you that beautiful interior. So coming into the cockpit of the Mustang GT, we're actually greeted with the Showstopper Red Interior. So we have a nice, beautiful red stitching and we have red trim right on the door panel. All soft touch material up the top, and also to rest your arm here as well. Your lock and unlock controls are here. Chrome door handle. And then we also have your window and mirror controls here. This does not have the upgraded Bang & Olufsen surround system, but I can assure you that the speakers do sound amazing inside. We also do have a Mustang here with the logo on the door sill here as well. And one thing that kind of annoys me is the fact that we don't have automatic seats here. But again, it's pretty adjustable for someone like myself. I'm about 5'11". Also, too, the back seats. We do have 2 back seats back here in Showstopper Red, of course. They look amazing, but again, comfortability back here is not typically the greatest, especially if you're a bigger fellow. So there's what it looks like with the seat in the back and the front together almost. And the front seat has a decent amount of room, but again, it's not usually for a lot of people. So to move the back seat, or the front seat, sorry, there's a lever right here, and you just push that forward. It does not bring the seat forward, it just reclines the seat so someone can get in. And then too, I love the fact that we have some metal foot pedals as well. Now we don't have anything that changes again for the interior compared to the previous model year. We have your controls here for your lights, your fog lights, and then your interior light controls right there. So let's hop inside and I'll take you through around the interior. Alright, so coming into the Mustang GT, we can see we are greeted with a nice, beautiful 12-inch display screen right in the center. So a really cool function is that you can actually control different modes through this Mustang logo here. So what you can do is if I click this Mustang logo here, it brings me to a setting inside the infotainment. So right now I can go to my mode, which means I can set different types of driver settings inside the infotainment. So right now I have the exhaust and sport mode. I can change it to track mode, I can change it to normal mode, I can change it to whatever I'd like, which is pretty cool. Now if I click the Mustang logo again, I can change. Another cool thing is right down here, my color. So my color right here, I did primary color. So as you can see here, the lining right here is red. I can change this to blue, which is pretty cool. And then I can also go into orange if I want to. I personally like the red a little bit better, but again, pretty cool. You can change ambient lighting. You can change a lot of different things. And right now I'm just using this these arrows here with the back button just to control the infotainment. So right here, I'll show you. If we go back, we can actually go into a launch control mode. So right here, if I go to launch control, I can do a launch control, which is pretty cool. So you can enable what launch control RPM you want to be at. Lowest is at 3000. So again, really configurable and really cool. I personally love it myself. Again, you're just gonna have to play around with it, but it's again really cool to just have that, you know, setting right there for you. So that's what I was playing around with the Mustang logo right there. The music, the note right here controls, you can see what type of audio you want in the center stack. Your nav, if I click nav, I can click different settings here for navigation. And then the settings here, I can show my tripometer, my speedometer, miles per hour, driver assist. So this does have some driver assistance here. So we have your lane keeping assist, we have adaptive cruise. So if I click adaptive, or the driver assistance, so I can see a pre-collision assist here, the rear cross traffic alert, which is in your blind spot right there, so we can see the blind spot monitoring right there too. Cruise control, obviously we saw that. Hill start assist, so basically what this means is since it's a manual transmission, if you're on a hill, the car won't move backward when you are going into gear, which is pretty cool. Rear park aid, which is your parking sensors, your lane keeping system, so that's what this knob here is on the side, and then your wipers too. So again, really cool, really configurable, which is pretty awesome, especially for a Mustang like this. Over here, this is your cruise control settings. These arrows are your distance indication when you're doing your adaptive cruise. Here you have your volume settings for your infotainment in the center. And then also too, we have obviously your indications here. So if I click there, we can see them in the bottom corners. And then also on the other side, we have your wipers there. Coming along the dash here, we see we have that nice red stitching carry throughout the front of the driver here. We also have this nice laminate pattern going along the center dash as well. And we have some gauges here, vent controller here. And then two, we have that red stitching carry throughout on the passenger side. And then we have a Mustang logo right down over here too. Glove box down here. Actually, it's pretty big considering it's a sports car, but don't expect anything too crazy when it comes to storage when you're with your glove box. And let's move into the center screen. So the center screen here is pretty configurable. Again, it's using Ford's Sync 4 system. So if you have driven any previous Fords in the last couple years, it's pretty much the same system with just an upgrade. So very configurable too. We can control climate through here. This does have a heated steering wheel, which is awesome, especially in the cold weathers up here in Canada. Home button here. So you get your navigation, your audio, and then you can hook up your phone. Navigation, like I said, phone. A lot of configurable settings here, so just have to play around with it. Your tune knobs are over here for your volume, and then your toggle for your radio. Here we have also toggles for your radio as well. Down below here we have climate control. We do not have heated and cooled seats, so these are what these buttons are here for. Here's your climate control. Down here the toggles are really cool and nice to the touch when it comes to using them. So hazards, we have traction control, we have your steering mode, and then we have a mode here for your different driver modes. If you want the car to be in sport mode, so if I change this mode, it will change here, and it also change the dash as well. So I can show you the different modes. Right now we are in drag. Here's snow and wet. So there's the standard mode. Normal is the same. My mode is basically the mode where you can set. So like I was saying before, right here we have different settings for your driving. Sport Plus mode changes it into a different display, and then also to track, which looks like the drag one we just saw. So that's it for that. And then we also have two USB. We have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which is cool. USB here. We have a 12 volt on the other side. Some storage here down below as well. So coming along the center stack here, we have the 6-speed manual transmission here. We have a manual handbrake, and then two cup holders as well. And then the cubby here, there's just a little button over here you just open. And the cubby is actually surprisingly pretty big. It houses a lot of, your USBs. We just have a 12 volt and a USB down below, and just decent pocket for storage. So thought I'd mention that to you. And then we also have that red stitching carry throughout here. Overall, the interior is really cool. I do love the Showstopper Red Interior. It really brings out the interior quality and also the interior color. Everybody usually goes with black, but again, I like the red. It looks awesome and really goes nice with the red stitching, especially across the dash. And yeah, I think it really is cool. I like the Recaros. Like I said, they are snug. If you're a little bit of a bigger person, you will feel a lot more snug than I do. I'm about 190, I'm 5'11", so even for me, they're a little snug, but they are comfortable. I will admit they are comfortable, but again, if you're not really wanting to be a little snug in this car, then I would opt for just the standard seats, the GT seats. So that's it for the interior. Let's talk price. So price on this one here is $60,110 Canadian. I'll show you some of the options we have here. So 401A equipment, so it gives you the options here that are standard on a 401A. And then we have some optional equipment here, so the GT Performance Pack 1, and then we have active valve performance exhaust and the upgraded Recaro seats. So really nice options, especially for this car. I love the PP2, it's the Performance Pack 2, it's pretty cool, but if you don't need it, then don't get it because it's not worth it, especially with the tires being so slick. But again, if that's something you'd like, I totally back you up on that. So that pretty much wraps up my review of the 2021 Mustang GT. I truly love the Mustang nameplate. The GT is one of my favorite muscle cars compared to the Challenger and the Camaro SS. They all are amazing. It's just going to come down to your personal preference, honestly. I know I say that a lot, but again, buying a car is pretty much what you like, right? So the interior is awesome. I love the quality of the interior. I love the look of the interior. Your blind spot isn't as bad as what the Camaro SS is like, but again, it's just a really nice place to be in. Unfortunately, you can't get a sunroof in the Mustang, but again, it doesn't really matter since you're buying this anyways for, you know, performance and looks, right? But I love the exterior, I love the exhaust note. I think the exhaust sounds absolutely amazing. I love the front end on it, looks very aggressive, and I just love the whole styling and the elegance when it comes to the creature comfort with the Mustang GT and its overall performance. But again, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below with this spec. And, you know, would you prefer this over a Camaro or Challenger, or what do you prefer in the muscle car segment? Let me know what you think, and I'll see you in my next video.